everyone, how's it going? Today we're going to be covering how to make a stock simulator in Python in a very short period of time. For example, with the Tesla stock here, note this is not financial advice, this is just for learning purposes, so let's get into it. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a Google Colab notebook. So you can do that by looking up Google Colab or typing in colab.research.google.com. I'm going to start off by creating a new Google Colab notebook. And I'm going to zoom in here and I'm going to call this Stock Market Simulator. So as always, what we're going to do is we're going to import a bunch of functions. You can do that by doing the exclamation mark on our Google Colab notebook. And I'm going to write pip install. This is what we use to install packages. I'm going to do -q here beforehand. And I'm going to import Yahoo Finance, which is Y Finance. I'm also going to import pandas, which is how we create and use tables, and then matplotlib, which is what we use to plot things. So I'm going to do command enter, and that will start running. And next I'm going to actually import all of this stuff. So I'm going to import Y Finance as YF, import pandas as PD, and import matplotlib.pyplot as PLT. So we have that run as well, and that's how we import everything we want. Now we have to think about a bunch of stuff to go within a stock market simulator. First of all is, what stock are you trading? So the symbol of the stock we're going to be trading or testing is Tesla, and that's TSLA. That's the stock market ticker of Tesla. Next, we're going to do a start date, and that start date, for example, might be 2015-01-01. So that's 10 years ago about. And then lastly, end date is going to be, for example, 2025-01-01. Oh, I missed that there. And okay, the last thing I want to do is how much cash are we starting with? So we say starting cash equals 10, 1, 2, 3, 10,000, like that. So I'm going to run that, and that's going to be the variables that we use within our stock market simulator. I'll create a new code block, and let's actually download all of this raw data from Yahoo Finance, right? What is the actual stock data? So we do raw data equals yf.download, and then you write the symbol, you write the start date, so you say start is start date, you do end date is end date here, and then auto adjust is true. So it adjusts for the stock might actually split and things like that. Oh. I'm just going to do this. And the last thing that I'm going to do is I'm also going to say progress is false, which is typically sometimes you get like a loading thing. So we'll remove that. So there we go. I'm going to zoom out. I'm going to run this, and it should run and get all of the data. And let's actually get all of this pricing data. So we've got the right raw data here. I can get the price data by doing raw data. Oh, and then right close. Another square brackets because it's pandas. And this gets the closing price. The closing price is defined as the price at the end of a given day. So we get all the closing prices for all the day. Then I do price squeeze. What this means, it's not a stock thing. It's converting what this looks like from pandas to a series. It basically is like data over time. It's a formatting thing. And then lastly, we write price is price.dropNA. So it drops any empty values. So we run that, and that looks all good. Next, let's look at daily returns. So how much are we actually making every day? So daily returns is equal to the price dot percentage change. So how much percentage-wise is the price changing on a daily basis, given we have all of this pricing data? Next, what I might want to do is I take the daily returns like this, and I will want to remove any that are daily returns is 0. So we replace any, what we want to do is we want to replace any empty values with 0. And this just means that if it's empty, hey, there was 0 returns on that day. Now let's start to put in the strategies that we might want to do. So I might say buy and hold, which is a strategy, right? A strategy where we buy and then we hold it the whole time. So what does that look like? And the way that we can do that is we do pd.series, so pandas.series, 1, which means that we're buying every time, right? So we're buying the full amount. And then the index here is price.index. So that's what a buy and hold strategy means. We start off and we buy it and we never sell, right? We're just holding it. And then the other strategy that we might test out is momentum, right? So let's buy when we see that the previous day things are going up, right? Let's buy according to momentum. The way that you can do that is price.diff. So we look at the price difference and we see if it's positive the day before. And then we do as type int. So this will basically go from a true or false here. And if it's a true, if the price has gone up, then it's a 1. So it basically continues. So this strategy is basically buy every time, and this one is buy only really if it goes up. Cool. And the last thing I want to do here is let's actually label these strategies. So if I go here, what I might say is strategies equals hodl, which is hold, buy and hold. And in the crypto world, there was that famous, instead of hold, it's hodl. And then here, mom, which is momentum. So I can run this and it should all be good. And let's now define a function which will simulate every day what we do given these two strategies. So we define this function called equity curve, and we take in a signal, and that signal is going to be the PD series. So that is the pandas series, so the data frame that we're using here. And here we say that what it gives out is also PD series. So we start off by defining the shifted signal. The shifted signal, basically, it's going forward by 1 day. And we avoid peeking forward to see what happens in the day's return, but we, given a single day, try to act on it. So we say shifted signal equals signal dot shift 1. Oh, wrote shift wrong. Shift, wrote shift wrong again. Shift 1 and then fill NA 0. So that's how we get it started. The daily growth then, once we've shifted, is going to be equal to 1 plus, so 1 is the, if you multiply by 1, it's the same price. And then we write shifted signal. So this will say basically, is it a 0 or a 1? Did we buy or did we not? And then here, did we hold it or did we not? And we do shifted signal times the daily returns. So we'd write daily returns. There we go. And then what we do at the end is we do return daily growth like this, dot cumulative product, and then we multiply by the starting cash. Oh, so this will accumulate it and compound it over time as we go, seeing how those buys basically change things. So we'll see how it changes. So that we'll basically see how it changes given when we buy things. So the final results that we can present here are the results here. And we say for name and signal in strategies dot items like this. We say results name equals equity curve signal like this. So that's how we basically simulate every day. It'll go through the strategies and it will give the results for that strategy equal to the simulation that happens here, where we shift by a day every time, and we add 1, and then we basically see the cumulative growth. So here, if we do trading, so we can do a print of what happened, and we say here, for example, results for, I'll do an F here, results for symbol from start date to end date. And then we look at the amount of trading years. Trading years is equal to the length of the price divided by 252. 252, you might ask, hey, why isn't this 365 days? It's because the market is only open during the week. And so there's 252 trading days, if you count all of it. So then we write for name curve and results dot items. What we do is we see the final value equals curve dot ilock -1. So we get the final value that we end up with in the last place of our cash position. And then we look at the CAGR, that's the cumulative aggregate, I think it's cumulative annual growth, which is equal to the final value divided by the starting cash. And then we have to do it to the power of 1 divided by the trading years. And that's because this will basically do almost like a square root, but to the nth power, which is the trading years. Basically, what you might find is the first year you do 15%, the second year you do 20%, etc. What this cumulative annual growth is if you average it out across all of the years, what was the result you had. And we're going to -1 because it would instead be 100 and something %, for example. So what we're going to do here is we print F, the name of the strategy, and the name, and we write here, for example, final equals, and then we do dollars, final value, and then we're going to round it here. So we're going to do 0f, and then the CAGR, cumulative annual growth, equals CAGR dot 2%. There we go. And the last, so we're going to run this, see what we get. So we have final value here. Oh, there we go. So we made from holding and not doing momentum, we end up with 39% growth year on year. And with momentum, we have a 27% growth for the simulation. Lastly, let me plot this in a nice little chart. So what I'm going to do is do plt.figure, and I'll do fig size like we do here. And it says 12 and 8, and we say for name curve in result items, plt.plot curve label equals name. So that should plot both strategies, and we're going to do all the stuff like the title. So we say, for example, symbol, which is the trading symbol, and then the starting cash. Starting cash plot given different trading strategies. And then we do plt.x label, and we do date. plt.y label is account value in dollars. and then we do plt.legend, plt.grid, and plt.show. So let's do that and see how it plots everything out for us. And there we go. Here you can see what we've done is we've plotted the holding strategy and how it changes. And then here as well, the momentum strategy, where we invest only when there's momentum in the previous day. So that's pretty much it, guys. That's how you can do it. You've created a stock market simulator in a very short period of time. We've imported everything we need. You can go up here and change the symbol like Apple and change the date, for example, here to 2023, as well as the amount of money that you hold. And if we run all of this again, it will do the same, but for that new stock symbol. So here we can see in that historic period, it was 23% annual growth, and momentum hit 6%. So there you go. You can now use this to adjust your trading strategies and test them. Again, this is not financial advice. It's just for educational purposes. Hope you enjoyed this. And if you learned something from this, please make sure to drop a comment and a like and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. I'd love to hear in the comments, particularly what kind of video you'd like to see next. Thanks a lot and have a good rest of the day.